Sarah Ingham has been given a rose. By who? Who is the lucky man to have caught the attention of Sarah today? Well, I'm here to tell you that it's nobody in particular, and by nobody in particular, I mean it's Chris Ingham. Yep, he has in fact given his wife a rose. You know, the romantic devil he is. It looks lovely. And anyway, right, so Sarah had this to say about it, and it was a classic. Not sure what he did, but I got a rose. Referring to Chris, of course. Not sure what he did. I know she's only joking, but she's not really joking, is she? Because she knows as well as we do that Chris is not entirely the what do you call it? He's not very faithful, shall we say, with his wife, and he likes to get or attempt to get into bed with like practical children, right? Practically children. They're 16-year-olds. None of them have been younger than that we know of, but 16's young enough, right? She was only a few weeks after her 16th birthday, don't forget that. And yeah, that's what he's been up to. I thought you knew that, Sarah. You do know that, don't you? It's just a weird thing to say for them in particular. I wonder what he did. Yeah, right. What's he been up to? What's that old devil been up to? Well, everybody knows. It's not even it's an embarrassment at this stage, right? It's an embarrassment, and yet you're putting it out there for public consumption. She goes on to say, "Are you a flower girl or not? Because I'm definitely not. I'd rather have a fat bar of chocolate." Why does it have to be fat? I don't know. But I think Chris got the "I'm trying to be healthier" memo, and I actually really love the rose. Oh, isn't that sweet? I love the simplicity of it. Just being one single rose. My first question when he passed it to me was, this better have been cheap. I'd love to have somebody like Sarah Ingham in my life. A very cheap date she is. You know, a quickie behind the bike shit. Sorry. A quick cheap flower is what I meant, right? So I don't get people like that. From a man's point of view, do you know flowers are friggin' expensive? They're absolutely astronomical. Some women don't realise how expensive they actually are because they don't buy them, right? No offence, but they don't buy them, and men have to foot the cost of things like that, and they are expensive, like 50 quid some of them. What the hell, or more? It's expensive. Alright, that being said, I think it's a really nice romantic gesture to give your woman a rose, or a bunch of roses, or flowers, or whatever, right? It's really nice. I think more people should do it, in fact. And I also think that Sarah turning around and saying, "Well, these had better be cheap," as her only reaction, or her first reaction to that, is a little bit diminishing on, the gesture that Chris put forward. Yeah, not that I want to big Chris up for his actions, but he did do something, so he deserves a little bit of praise. But trust me, he got all the praise that he desired in the comments. The comments actually were classic on this one, I'm not gonna lie. Denise said, "Ooh, what's our Chris been up to?" What do you mean, our Chris? Our Chris? He's you can have him if you want him. Fucking hell. You're in demand there, Christopher. Amanda said, my first question would have been, what have you done? Likewise for Liz. My first question would have been, what have you done? That's not very nice, is it? Bloody hell. You know, Amanda's a nice gesture, and all you can think of is the negatives and the, negatives behind it. Maybe he didn't do anything wrong this time. Maybe he didn't try to sleep with a 21-year-old fan this time. Maybe he didn't message inappropriately a 16-year-old fan this time. Maybe he didn't manipulate 19-year-old vulnerable fans this time. You know, maybe he just didn't do it this time. Maybe it was just done out of the goodness of his heart. But Chris, if you had any doubt over how amazing you are, we just have to listen to superfan Elizabeth tell you exactly just how incredible you are. Chris is such a wonderful, loving husband and father. Chris, you are such an amazing husband who cheats on his wife with fans and tries to sleep with 16-year-old fans. You know, that you're such an amazing... I forget about that, you know. That was yesterday's news. We don't need to remind you of that at all, do you? No. And a perfect father who never tries to throw it all away for, a 5-minute quickie behind the bike sheds. Why do I keep saying bike sheds? No, anyway, maybe that's because Chris is after the schoolgirls. Who knows? There you go. She goes on to say, Elizabeth, she's actually deluded. She thinks that Chris is an amazing husband and father. Love it. The Ingham family channel, the Sarah Says channel, Isabel's channel, and Esme's channel definitely always brings me comfort. I love how... This goes on to be being a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. See, this is actually an adult, right? So if anybody is a bit in wonderment, yeah, this is an adult, possibly with additional needs, but should she be interacting on the internet? If that's the case, if she's okay enough to interact on the internet, she's okay to take some criticism on the internet. Here we go. But this gets into a bit of a weird territory now. What she's about to say about Isla, it's a bit uncomfortable, I feel. So she says, I love how I can make Isla's day by giving her positive compliments to her, like yesterday, for example, on her Taylor Swift post on TikTok. I said she looks like a young Clara from the Nutcracker, and that made her extremely happy, and she said thank you. Best compliment, it's my dream to be Clara. I can see it now, the beautiful Isla Ingham starring as Clara in the Nutcracker ballet, and when the whole performance is over, she'll get a mega standing ovation. She deserves it. And maybe as a Halloween costume idea is for her to dress up as Clara this year. So a lot of compliments that go in the way of Isla from Elizabeth, and an adult to a 13-year-old. Yeah, it's okay to give kids compliments, to big them up, But I feel like that this kind of goes beyond that. It goes into a bit of the weird category. Also, what I want to say is, Elizabeth, how do you know if Isla is fantastic at ballet, right? I actually want to know this, right? And this is going to sound bad of me, but nobody has ever seen Isla perform in ballet. Nobody's ever seen her do a dance or a performance or anything like that, because she doesn't. On TikTok, she does TikToks. She doesn't dance. She doesn't show off her moves. She just doesn't do anything. She doesn't do dancing. I personally, I find it a little bit strange that a dancer wouldn't make their entire social media a dance platform. I feel like that's probably a better option than just doing these weird inane TikToks, right? And nobody including IFAM, have seen Isla dance, so you don't know if she can dance or not, right? And whether or not she can dance or not isn't really an issue. She's probably still learning, so who cares if she can or can't do. But the fact is that everyone keeps saying that, oh, Isla, you're amazing, when nobody knows if she is or not. Just my tuppence worth there. So, yeah, the takeaway from this is that Elizabeth is a little bit deluded. Chris is an amazing husband and father to his children. However many children that actually is, who knows at this stage. Isn't it, Chris? You know, those long lost kids of yours. You know, who knows? Anyway, if you have appreciated this video and you'd like to give Sarah her very own rose, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, take care of yourselves and bye bye.